Alright, we are back. I'm gonna just grab straight for the bottle opener right there. The Great Notion bottle opener. We're going Sam Smith Old Brewery Tadcaster. This is the Taddy Porter. This is another classic. I had a classic the other day. This is another classic. So, Samuel Smith's Taddy Porter, out of England. Let's see, 550 milliliter. On the back it says a very dark, full-bodied ale with a rich, creamy head and an intense, dry, tangy character. Brewed with well water, the original well, sunk in 1758, is still in use. Malted barley, roasted malt, yeast, and hops, fermented in stone Yorkshire squares. The type of beer first brewed in the early 18th century gained its name from being drunk by porters in the fish, meat, and other produce markets. That is actually where you got the beer style. Porter is from the patrons that drink. So, interesting stuff there. It was meant to be a cross between old brewing styles and new brewing styles at the time, and it was meant to be a pretty sessionable drink because they would sit in there and have many after their shift was over. So, cheers to them, cheers to y'all. That's still just as good as I remember. I haven't had one in a while. That's another one of those beers that I had like right around the time I turned 21 and started exploring craft beer. That is phenomenal. I gotta go for another one. The description is pretty spot on. Has this nice twang to it, but it's slightly sweet. Got this like caramel, very light roast. Easy drinking though, and about a medium viscosity. Alright, we're using the Kink of the Stink. And this is from First Canadian Shave right there. Give you a look at the ingredients. Buffalo milk, made in Canada. And this is good suds. So we are loaded to the teeth. Lancaster bowl right there. We got our turn and shave brush. Let me get it all lined up. We got our turn and shave brush. This is one of the newest acquisitions in the den. This is Famine, the one of the horsemen, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse collection. You can just see those very subtle swirls of gold and silver that are just lacing through the black resin there. And then we have black dyed burl wood on the bottom. Just tons of character in this brush. Oh my god. Milton did a fucking fantastic job with that. And I'm very happy to have that in the 4 Horsemen collection right there. That right there is a masterpiece. Alright, so let's get the face wet. We'll get in and on and all around with this shave. So, this is the M2 hand-tied custom knot from Milton over at Turn and Shave. Absolutely no gel. It's a 24 millimeter, but it's so dense it easily feels like a 26. Nice soft tips, gentle scrub, just above medium backbone. It's a very enjoyable brush. I tend to load heavy when using it, just because it is dense, and dense natural hair brushes tend to take on a little bit more lather, so it doesn't hurt none. to load it like you hate it. And I figured I would use the Kink today in honor of Justin, the Red Island shaver. I believe this is one of, if not his favorite scent in his collection. And I can totally see why. It's definitely a polarizing scent. I don't think everybody would get down with this much leather. But it's a good one. I enjoy it. And the reason I wanted to not only copy Justin's shave today, but also give him a little shout out is because he got my goat in his den. So he bought a new razor off the bay. And it was a razor that looked an awful lot like this bad bitch here. That's right, the Schick Golden 500. And that is just one beautiful razor. I absolutely love it. Sleek, lightweight, just beautiful. And he picked one of these up. He told me about his search. And he told me, you know, the struggles he was having to find one in good condition at a decent price. And, you know, I told him you could basically get the same fucking razor with the Type J. You just won't, you know, it just won't say Golden 500 on the head. And he was determined to get the Golden 500, and particularly the black-handled one like mine. And when he found one that was at a decent price, he sent it over to me in an email, or messenger rather. Sent me the photos, asked me what I thought of it. And I told him, you know, I wish there was more pictures around the head of the razor, because often what I find is sellers on eBay don't show you the things that you want to know the most. You know, where the head of the razor is, that's kind of like the moneymaker. That's what makes the shave of the days pop. That's, you know, an easily identifiable part of a razor is the razor's head. And in this case in particular, the head of the razor actually says Golden 500 on it. So it was important, and, you know, I said I wish they would have showed more pictures of the head. That way we could kind of break down the kind of quality this fucking thing is. But I said, all in all, from what I can tell, it looks like it's in good shape. And he was kind of going back and forth on it because the shipping to Canada was insane. And so I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, why don't you just ship it to me, and then I'll ship it to Canada. And those two prices together still won't add up to the price of the seller shipping it to you in Canada. I don't know why the fuck that is, but it was insane. Anyhow, so didn't take him long before he took me up on that offer. He pulled the trigger and sent it to my house, and when it finally came in, I took a look at it and I said, bro, it's in good shape. And it just has a bit of grime on it. It should clean up easily. And if you'll allow me, I'll clean it up for you. And he said, go ahead, but he said, you have better eyesight than I do, and you'll probably do a better job cleaning it up than I will. And I don't know about that, but I gave it my damnedest. And when I sent him those pictures back, I was just smiling from ear to ear because I just knew that razor was it was a diamond in the rough, It looked pretty grimy on the pictures, but I didn't see any deep scratches through the grime. And there was a lot of caked on grime. But under the grime, I didn't see any deep scratches. And so when I finally look at how much lather I got. When I finally finished cleaning up the razor and I dried it off and I took those pictures, I was just smiling from ear to ear because I knew he had found a diamond in the rough. And I couldn't have been more happier sending it to him and seeing the excitement that he had and the anticipation building up. That's kind of things. I am not trying to toot my own horn. But that's the kind of things that really make this community great. And I think there was many shavers that did this sort of thing before me. And there will be many more that do it after me. But that's what makes this community great. And I guess the only reason I'm mentioning it is if you're given the opportunity to help one of your fellow shavers out and you have the means to do it, extend that helpful hand, I promise you they'll appreciate it. And watching Justin shave today with the Kink and watching him enjoy the goat, the Schick Goat 500, it made my day. I had another really stressful day. And the next week, honestly, is probably going to be pretty fucking stressful. But watching that video this morning really set my morning off right. And then, my day was kind of fucked up and stressful. But when I got back from work and I was eating dinner, there were so many videos I missed today that I could have watched. But I threw Justin's video on a second time. Because it brought a smile to my face the first time. And it really cheered me up watching it the second time. There's just something about it, when you do something nice for someone. When you give a recommendation and somebody takes you up on that and they get enjoyment out of your recommendation. There's pleasure in that. Doing something nice for your brothers in the hobby, there's pleasure in that. And so just watching that really just brought a smile to my face, And doing this shave now with my favorite razor in my entire collection, and using one of Justin's favorite soaps, which I quite enjoy as well. And it's just like a perfect way to wind down and kind of put the stress of the day behind me. And it's kind of therapeutic, you know, when you think about it. I'm not one that has a whole hell of a lot of stress in my life. This is just, you know, something that has, it's been a stressful couple days, and it'll probably be a stressful week next week. But it will subside. And, these shaves and chopping it up with my fellow wet shavers, shit like that, really really brings, like, you know, bright spots to my day. And I have no plans on running away from that or changing that, because I absolutely love this this hobby for reasons like that, you know. Anyhow, I have gone on and on. Sorry about that. Let's get this lather off the face. That was a fantastic shave, as expected. When you're using the goat, you pretty much just let the goat take the wheel. Take it from my hands. Oh, man. So, the soap, absolutely marvelous. Very slick. It's about a medium density. I think I probably could have worked it and made it a little bit more dense, but I had so much lather in my shaving bowl that there was no need to go any further. Like I've been saying for quite a while now, the density just adds like a luxurious element to the shave. The density doesn't really add anything else for me. Some people say protection, but I don't know. I'm kind of with CDB on that. I don't think density gives you protection. I think slickness gives you protection. Actually, I think slickness gives you slickness. I think technique gives you protection. Because I guarantee you, slickness at the wrong cutting angle is not going to protect you. So I don't think that slickness gives you protection. Slickness gives you slickness. Technique gives you protection. Alright. Got the majority of it out of the beard anyhow. Let's follow up with a non-matching aftershave after I take a little swig. Alright. So we're going with Chatillon Luxe GLS Gratiot League Square. And this is the aftershave splash. And so, definitely not the matching scent, but it definitely has a quality restrictor there. No shit striktors here. And I will just get a few drops out. They used to say use this with wet hands. So all I did was dip the tip of my finger in there and kind of add a little bit of water to the mix. I don't know if it was just concentrated, but they basically said all you need is a few drops and wet hands, and that's basically good enough. And this stuff kind of goes on a little bit sticky, but after that dries down, which really doesn't take too long to dry down, it leaves you actually really really moisturized and just feeling supple, you know what I mean? So, that will do it. That concludes this shave. It was a fucking banger of a shave. And, be good to your fellow wet shaving hobbyists. Check the eBay for some beautiful vintage brushes. Or not brushes. Well, brushes and razors. And trying to get through this. I'm like having to burp. But cheers, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next one.